Welcome to the Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
I could just sleep for 24 hours.
I could be if they need anyone out there that they just want to watch sleep or take naps, I'm in.
I
in.
could
I
totally
volunteer.
do that. I could sleep anytime, anywhere, any place, anytime.
Yeah, same. You know, I have to take naps in my bed. I can't take naps on the couch.
Oh, really?
Because I have that sleep paralysis when I'm on a couch.
Stop.
And because I'll turn to my right and be facing the couch, and then the sleep paralysis tells me that someone's standing over me. And then you can't get up, and you have to like hold your breath to wake up. So I have to go in bed because then it doesn't happen.
Knock on wood.
I know.
I've
it's
never
so
had
creepy.
sleep paralysis.
Look it up. Look it up. Steven has it too. He has it bad. Very
That's
bad.
terrible.
Yeah, you feel like someone's standing over you. You feel like you're in danger, but you cannot move at all.
Ugh.
And so
I would
and
cry.
you can't fall back to sleep, and you can't wake up, and you know you're in it, and you try to breathe and hold your breath or say something, but you can't say anything.
Because you're like
it's
this in your dreams.
Yeah.
You like don't talk normal in your dreams.
I always try to dial a phone number, and I can never dial a phone number in my dreams.
It's like your arms are too heavy and tired. I'm so tired, I can't dial it.
Or someone's hurt, and I dial 911, but it really goes like 157.
Yeah.
Or like 1, 2, 3.
You just keep hitting the wrong
it's
number.
Like, what?
I had a
Every
dream that I was
time.
with you somewhere, and I was trying to call somebody. It was a weird dream. I can't even tell you all the details of it now. I forgot. But it was weird, and I was trying to call somebody. I couldn't call anybody, and you were just like, it's no big deal. And I'm like, it is very important. I don't know why you don't think it's a big deal.
And I'm always on a payphone.
Are you?
I'm always sitting in my car on a payphone, or the payphone is floating in front of me in my dreams.
Weird.
I know. It's not a cell phone, or if it is, it's an old cell phone where you had to hit like 1, 2, 3, 4.
For
for like
text.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Why
that's
is
so
that?
funny. I don't know. What do you think our dreams are?
I don't know.
Is it us in another dimension?
Yeah, parallel universe.
Yeah, is it just
that's
our
happened
thoughts?
before?
Because I feel a lot of times it's like if I think about a random person, a lot of times they'll show up in my dream. So it's like just my random different, but then it's always like my thoughts, but they're weird, like they're not what I was thinking. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah.
My mom has very vivid dreams, and I do as well, so I'm sure I get that from her, and it sounds like Steven gets real vivid dreams, too. I mean, I dream a whole soap opera.
Yeah.
Like, I will go through all night long and then just wake up like, what just happened?
Yeah.
There's been times where I wake up crying.
Yeah.
If something happens.
My sister does that, I know.
It is so wild. It doesn't happen often, but I would say once or twice a year.
I think my sister has a lot of nightmares.
Maybe I do, and I just don't know. I don't know.
Like if you're crying.
I used to grind my teeth real bad during nightmares. Or they weren't like night terrors. I never had that where I jumped up screaming or anything like that. I don't think.
Yeah.
But I do. Sometimes it does wake me up and my heart will be racing, or I'll be sweating because I'll be running or, trying to do something, trying to save somebody.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to save people, I think, in my dreams.
But like, are you saving them from a physical thing or like a weird thing? We should probably be on anxiety right now.
We should. We should. That's a great question. I'll have to, when we record for anxiety, I'll try to remember all my dreams and write them down, but usually I can't. So I learned that if you wanted to remember your dreams, when you wake up, don't turn over.
Really?
Lay where you're at and try to.
Well, but I have to
in
turn
the
my
moment.
alarm off.
Right. And that's why we forget our dreams sometimes. I'll wake up and I'll be sweaty or like heart's racing, and I'm like, wow, that was a weird dream. What was it about? Can't remember.
I don't know. I'm on the toilet peeing now. Forgot everything.
But you just feel almost hungover sometimes. Dreams are so rough.
I have seen like Reddit where people talk about in their dreams, they would, just be hanging out with a friend or whatever. And they would like look at their friend and be like, this is a dream. And their friend would be like, you're not supposed to say that, or you're not supposed to know that, or whatever. And it's like so creepy. I don't think I've ever had that.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, I've never had that happen.
I've never had that.
Like, I feel like No, I can't even say that, like, in my dream, I've been like, this is just a dream. Like, I never know it's a dream. I'm just off in La La Land somewhere.
I had a dream just a few nights ago that Julia decided to run away. She's an adult. You don't run away. You know, you go on vacation.
If she was going to run away, she'd have done it a long time ago.
And you were in the dream, and I kept telling you to call the police, and you're like, no, she's 24.
See?
It's fine.
See?
Yeah, don't worry about it. And I said, call her phone. I can't seem to dial her number. I'm panicking. You know, it's like felt like real life, you know? I'm like, call the police and call her phone and see where she's at. And on her voicemail, it said beep, and she went, bye, Felicia. That was the whole dream.
So I downplay everything really in your dreams, and you downplay everything in mine. That's why we're a good, like, yin and yang.
Yes,
we calm
absolutely.
each other down. We're like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
They'll be back. It's fine that they're, being graped or whatever.
Yes.
No problem, Meredith.
And it was so random. Like, she drives her car, but I was like, and she took her bike.
Oh,
like, what would it matter? What would it matter?
That
so I don't know.
so
She must have been
funny.
on my mind, but it just turned into
I think because
wishy-washy.
we know that she is, a young adult, and she's probably going to move on sooner than later.
We were talking about vacations and
Good
stuff
God.
too, and all that fun stuff.
I can't imagine.
So is it true that if you dream something, it usually means it's not going to come true? Is that
I don't
is that
know.
ever a thing? I heard one of my friends is very into dreams. One time a couple years ago, I sent her a message and I said, analyze this one for me because it was so bad.
Yeah.
And then she wrote back a nice, paragraph on what it meant, and it
Yeah.
actually made me feel better. But I think she's the one that told me that if you move as soon as you wake up, you'll forget your dream if you go back and forth. And then I
Right.
think she also told me that if you dream of someone's death, it's truly not going to happen, or vice versa. If you dream them are alive, they might have come to visit you. But I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
feel
people
like-
out there are, dream experts and they can tell us. But
Of course, anybody who has passed away, if they visit you in your dream, you want to believe that,
that
that's
they came to
them
visit
coming
you,
to visit
right?
you, right?
Mhm.
But you know what? I don't think I've ever dreamed of anybody that's passed away. But one time, talking about sleeping on the couch, I was taking a nap on the couch, and it was shortly after great grandma passed away. And I felt like she leaned over the couch and kissed me on my cheek. And I woke up, boom. And I was like, oh, I just dreamt of great grandma. That's like the only time I have ever dreamt of somebody that's passed away. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to think about that
Yeah.
one too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I always forget I'll wake up and think, whoa, that's wild. And really, I don't know when I remember the dreams. There's certain ones that I remember. There's one that just haunts me. We'll have to talk about it during October.
Yeah.
During spooky
Ooh,
season.
okay, I'm putting that in my notes now. We'll talk spooky dreams for Halloween.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Ooh, I just
and
named
I got
it.
some. Yeah, there we go.
Shit.
We'll talk to you in October. See you later.
Ya, bye. Just kidding. Anyways.
What happened today to you?
Okay. First of all, two terrible things happened today.
Oh, yeah.
One, I'm driving all the way to the city and my flat tire light comes on.
You didn't. It wasn't even the tire pressure.
Correct. It wasn't the TPMS. It was, bitch, you got a flat. And I
Oh
was like,
my
oh my
God.
God. And I'm doing 65 miles an hour. And I'm like, well, it doesn't feel weird, So
Yeah.
I had to exit anyway soon. So I get off and I'm like, that gas station looks shady. I'm not going there.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, I'm going to just keep driving. Like, it's driving fine, So I just keep driving. Find a gas station. I see the air pump. I pull up to it, out of order. I'm like, fuck. So I take a look at my tires. And my tires, I feel like they always look like they're kind of low. I have really big tires. I drive an SUV and it has truck tires on it, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to find another gas station. So I find another gas station. Still a little shady, but I was like, all right, put air in all my tires. Because I'm like, I don't know which one it is. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell.
It just was telling you that one was flat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I Googled it and it said if it has, if it's lost 20 pounds of pressure in one or more tires, that light will come on.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, okay, are all of them low? Like, it was cool last night and it's hot this morning, whatever, So I go to work, stop at my first store. I come out and I'm like, that's almost fucking flat.
Oh,
and I'm like, shit.
no.
And I'm parked in a parking garage. Like, they got Tesla chargers over there, but no air pumps,
Oh, no.
So I'm like, all right, it'll make it to another gas station. So I stop at a gas station, no air. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Is this not a thing anymore?
I don't know. And the first one I stopped at, $1. Okay, fine. Second, so then go to another gas station, find air, $2. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I put that on my credit card so I could watch for fraud.
Yes.
Right? So I called the boss. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm trying to get closer to home, you know, because I had gotten those tires from Discount Tire. They have lifetime warranty on them.
Oh.
They'll fix them for free if
Wow.
you get a nail or whatever.
Oh, wow.
So I make it all the way to that place. And they were like, oh, do you have some time to wait? And I was like, yeah, sure, I can wait. I could see they were busy. They had every bay full. There was people getting free air tests. You know, they check your tires, make sure they're full of air, this and that. There's like people in a line waiting for that, you know. I'm like, everybody must be traveling this weekend, whatever.
Sure.
There was RVs
Or they just
there.
got back from traveling and all their tires are messed up from the holiday.
So I go, yeah, sure, I can wait a little bit. I go, how long do you think? And he goes, about 2 hours. And I go, what?
Oh, my God. Who's got 2 hours?
I go, well, can you just go take a look and, like, let me know? Like, what's it going to be, you know? And he's like, well, I can't see anything in your tire, you know, but clearly it's low on air. So I'm like, all right, cool. Call the husband. Him and Grandma come pick me up. We go get some corn from Stoddy's. We do a little bit of whatever, running around, go home, and then I wait and wait and wait. So they call me. Car's ready. Had a nail in it. No problem. We fixed it. No charge. I'm like, all right, good news. So I go to the store after because I'm like, I'm going to pick up burgers. We got corn on the cob. I want burgers and corn on the cob for dinner. I can't find my fucking debit card.
Oh.
And so we had my grandson's birthday party last weekend. Me, the stepdaughter, and Grandma went to Costco on Friday. I used it for Costco, and they gave me cash. So I have not used it since Costco. So I'm like, fuck, I don't even know when the last time I saw it was. So immediately I'm like, turn off the debit card.
Oh, no.
This is the first time I've ever lost a debit card. So that's pretty good on me, I'd say.
What do you mean they gave you cash?
Steffi, my stepdaughter, and my grandma gave me cash.
Oh, okay.
And I just paid for it with my debit card.
Okay.
So then I've been like buying gas and whatever I need all week long with that cash.
With
like,
the cash.
You know, you go to Costco and you spend like $400.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
So, and we were getting shit for the party and stuff, you know. So,
yes, okay.
Yeah, so I hadn't looked for my debit card in the last 7-8 days, you know. So, yeah, I lost my debit card today too. So,
well, you lost it 7-8 days ago.
Well, yeah. They're like, when did you lose it? I'm like, I don't know. They're like, look at these charges. And I was like, yeah, I made those charges. Damn it.
$400 at Costco. Someone's trying to rip me
God,
off.
that was definitely not me. I was honest about it. So, yeah, that was my crazy day. But, yeah.
It reminds...
So, I was that asshole driving 60 miles an hour down 90. But you know what? I stayed all the way to the right, motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
All the way to the right.
Oh, yeah. Well, how many lanes are there right now? Don't they have construction?
I
Is there
wasn't
only
that
down
far.
to 2 lanes?
I wasn't that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just I exited on Tui West, so I wasn't that far. And then when I got back on, it was Diversey or whatever. So
I have a fear of flat tires.
yeah,
I do.
me too.
I think I fear that more than getting pulled over.
You know what? And if I get pulled over, like, I'm not even doing anything wrong. But
Right.
why am I so scared?
Right. Like, if anyone can picture the feeling of looking in your rear mirror.
Yeah.
Don't be drinking while you're doing that.
And seeing those blue and red lights.
Yes.
And you're like, fuck.
That's the fear I get.
And you're like, what if I have a gun in my car and I forgot about it? I don't even own a gun.
I got a box cutter sitting in the middle console.
It's the same as going
what
through TSA.
What do you use that for? Yeah.
What if somebody left a bag of cocaine in my car and I don't know about it? And I'm like, yeah, search it. There's no drugs.
Yeah. Of course there is. What is this, ma'am? I don't know.
That's not mine. Sure, likely story.
But if you can picture that, that is the fear I have.
Yeah.
I think it's because I got a lot of flat tires.
Yeah.
When I used to drive on 53 all the time with my little sports Dodge, and it had the very, very, very thin tires, even though they were unlimited, whatever would happen to them, I had the insurance on them. I would hit a pothole and it would go ding.
Yeah.
And it'd be gone.
Yeah.
And
well, that's probably bending your rims too. Yeah.
I beat up that car. The one time I hit a pothole, it went ding immediately. It must have just shattered the tire.
Oh,
and I went off on a ramp and I sat there. And because I had unlimited service for all of that, I called them. And so it's a map and you can see the technician. And I noticed that he got off on one of the ramps and maybe I thought was looking for me and then like kind of came around and it was taking like a good hour and a half. He told me, you're a half an hour away. And I'm like, I think he can't find me.
Right.
Maybe I described where I was, I said, I don't know, Palatine North instead of South or something.
Right.
So I called the office that I had talked to and I said, hey, I'm watching on the map.
I'm watching him circle around me.
Yes. And the guy on the phone said, ma'am, calm down. He knows where you're at. He has to go around there to get to yelling at me. And
he had a bad day.
Oh, and I was just like, okay. And he was like, do you hear me? I was like, what is going on? So, of course, I have always felt that I needed to call this person back and be like, listen, and I never did.
No. Let him have his bad day on his own.
Yeah. And to me, I was just like, I said it so nice. And I'm like, I think he's missing me. I may have said the wrong, ma'am. And he was like yelling at me. Oh, no, please don't yell at me.
God.
I'm a woman in distress with a flat tire.
And you're like this, like, fuck, this guy must have dealt with some really rude people today. Like, I'm just going to keep my cool.
Yeah.
That's whenever I have to call. I know I've said it on here before. Whenever I have to call customer service. And I'm like, listen, I know it's not your fault, but you guys are really pissing me off right now. I don't want to take it out on you. Give me somebody who makes a little more money. I'll yell at them instead.
Right.
They like it when I say that.
We have a system that's down right now for all of our stores.
Oh.
And it's for the bakery.
Yeah.
And it's been down for about 7 days.
Oh, no.
And all of the leads are reaching out to me saying, what's going on? And I can only send information to the company and say, what's going on? They have an automated system where all they do is email you back and say, you can go on .com or call. And so I keep forwarding on. I said, this is all I'm getting. So then I emailed the sales managers and the director of sales and said, I keep getting this message. Please help me, because I'm getting in trouble from corporate.
Right.
And
you're just a poor middleman.
And I'm just the middleman, right? Trying to figure all this out. So some stores are working now, some aren't. And so I'm getting the emails with the additional question marks.
Thanks for giving me the heads up. I'll avoid that department.
And the caps, and it's like, I promise you, I don't know what's going on. This is the message they keep giving me. And then, of course, they're probably a million emails deep, the director in sales, because they probably have the same emails. What are they going to do? Answer me back? No.
Yeah.
So they answered me back on something else that had nothing to do with that.
Oh, you jerks.
But it's probably because they don't know. Like that's the answer that we have from them as well, from IT. It's been a crazy few days. So
a pain in the ass.
Yeah. But yeah, I was.
I know
getting
you
all
did
the
send
emails
you sent a snap today, and you're like, yeah, they're asking me what's wrong. How the fuck am I supposed to know?
Well, I walk in. I hadn't seen this store in probably 4 years.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I just want to take a look at what's going on over here. I understand that it's been down for a few months, but I'm just back. And she was like, yeah, what's going on with it? I'm like, I don't know.
Why don't you tell me?
I just let you know that I haven't been here in 4 years. And when I said 4 years, I wasn't kidding. It truly has been 4 years since I've been to this store. And then they want to talk to me the whole time. And I kept thinking to myself, I kept saying, am I in your way?
And you're like this, ma'am,
calm down. We know where you're at.
Ma'am, please, can you hear me? I know you're standing right in my face.
And I think it bothered them that I was there trying to fix it because she couldn't decorate. You could just see she wanted to see what I was doing and what I was touching and stuff.
Yeah.
So I told her, and I was kind of tired today. I don't know. I went to a baseball game last night.
Yeah, jealous.
And then I was like hungry at 2:00 in the morning, so I didn't sleep. So she's talking to me, but I'm not really listening. It's kind of like the coffee hadn't kicked in yet. And she's asked me a whole bunch of questions. I wasn't like rudely rudely ignoring her. I just wanted to focus on what I was doing so I could get out of there.
You're like, I can only do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
And you talking is not the one thing I want to do right now.
And a customer goes, who are you talking to? And she turned around and goes, clearly to myself.
Oh,
I was like, oh no, what is going on?
And so you're like, no, I'm listening. Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Yes, I absolutely. That's exactly what I did. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to concentrate on this.
That's so funny.
My coffee hasn't kicked in yet.
Oh, that's the worst.
I know. I felt bad. I was just an off day. It was an off day for me.
So I know what you're talking about, right? And if they have issues with it, the first thing they're supposed to do is call the company's IT, right?
Yeah.
What do? They reach out to us.
Right, right. Fine.
All I can do is troubleshoot. Like, did you try this? Did you try this? If I'm in the area, I can stop by and try this and this. But call the company. Like they're there. They have a whole team just waiting for your questions over there, you know?
But we usually hear, we don't have time. We have to decorate these cakes.
You think I got time?
Right, exactly.
Nobody
Nobody
got time
has
to sit there on the phone for an hour and troubleshoot with this dude?
Yeah,
You know?
nobody does.
He's like, did you try unplugging it, bro? Come on. I've been working on these machines for 4 fucking years.
I'm
Let
calling
me tell you what I
because-
did, and then you can just mark them off your checklist.
Yes.
We're not going through this, okay?
Yes. And they have something on their screen that just tells them step by step, no matter what you tell them.
Yes.
So I try to figure it out myself.
So
and then...
I bought Johnny a power washer May 5th, 2023, because I had to look up my receipt on Amazon, and it stopped working, right? It's got a 2-year warranty, so he calls the company. Well, now they want to troubleshoot with him, you know?
Oh, gosh.
Johnny's pretty good. He knows, like, what's going on. Like, he checked the breaker. He checked where he was plugging it in. It has, like, a reset button on it. It's got a hard reset on the machine. Like, he did all that. And that's all this lady wants to do. And he's like, I can't even fucking understand her. You know, he's such a boomer. He's such a boomer. She's not even barely speaking English. I can't fucking understand her.
Aw.
And can you just do that? And I go, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not. And he's like, what did I say? I said something about him being cheap. He's like, well, if you didn't buy just cheap piece of shit, maybe my power washer would work right now. I was like, step back, ma'am. We know where you're at.
I had to call Garmin once. That's the watch I wear.
Oh, yeah.
And it was an older one, but it was one of my favorite. I just loved it. It lasted forever. This is when I used to run forever.
Yeah.
And it was always on. Now they have the newer ones, and, with all the fancy stuff, sometimes the battery doesn't last.
Yeah.
I'm all about the older watches.
Right.
It was a black band with a black square rectangle face. Those that have had it, they know what I'm talking about. It would last for days and days and days. I could go running. I ran a whole 50-mile race, and it still had half a battery.
Oh, my gosh.
So I was at work years ago and accidentally wore it into a hot tub at night. Like we all had gotten together. We were going to have a couple beers and sit into the pool. And I went into the hot tub and I ruined it.
It can't handle the hot tub.
It must not be able to handle the hot.
Maybe
and it
the
was
pool,
quick.
but not the hot tub. Yeah.
Yes, correct. It was waterproof, but it was quick. So I called him. I said, the next day I called Garmin and I said, this is what I did. I have it plugged in. It looks like it can work, but I don't think so. He goes, oh, no worries. It's under warranty. We'll send it over. And so they sent the new one. And it was a refurbished one. So it had someone else's information in there. So I had to call them back.
Oh, my gosh.
Totally fine.
Come
totally
on.
fine. No.
At least hard reset it. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So I called them and they were explaining it to me. And we were on the phone for about 8 or 9 minutes. And I was asking some questions about it because they showed me something else. I'm like, I did not even know it did that. And so I'm just being friendly talking. I said, I have one more question. The guy goes, nope, and hung up on me.
He was like, bitch, I've been waiting 20 minutes to go on lunch. I'm not waiting any longer.
I was like, this is awesome.
You're like, I'm not even mad.
I was not even mad.
I guess I should read the damn manual.
Yes, I was not even mad. I'm like, wow. And I remember looking at how long the phone call was, and it was like 9:40 something. He must not have been able to talk for 10 minutes. I was so proud of him. I was so proud of him.
That is so funny. Either he quit that day or he was waiting for lunch.
Yes,
yes.
Yeah. It was so great.
He's like, I'm so sick of these people and their stupid fucking questions. Don't even read the damn manual. Oh, you love it so much, you don't even know what it does. How can you love it that much?
That one didn't last long, and now I got a new one.
Oh.
So you want to hear something else? I
Yeah.
have this other Garmin. It's solar. So it lets you know on your app if you've been outside and if it's been catching rays.
Yeah.
So the past couple days, I've been on my computer and working, and I go and download to look at my steps and stuff, and it's flat. Like I haven't been outside.
No.
So today I was like, get your arm outside and get some vitamin D.
Hang it out the window while you're driving.
Yes, and I ran yesterday morning because I was like, yes, we cannot. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is good.
Because you don't realize how much,
Right.
Here, Midwest, we love the winter too because we like fun stuff, but we really live for summer, a lot of us here.
We need the vitamin D.
And so I go and look at my watch. I'm like, wait, I am not enjoying the summer that I always wish for during the winter. I better get outside. So it's kind of cool that it shows you that.
Yeah, because sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes your job, you could totally take a conference call, maybe go on a little walk or something.
Absolutely. And you should.
Yeah.
You absolutely should.
I see the
take
neighbor
them outside.
sometime.
Yes.
She's out there pulling weeds and she's got her phone listening to a conference call.
Absolutely.
You know? It's like, why? Why do you got to be behind a desk?
Please do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's absolutely do that.
I know my sister-in-law just started working from home earlier this year. And I just caught up with her recently, and I was like, how do you like your job? She's like, oh, my God, I love it. She goes, but I never fucking leave the house now. And she's like, it's bad. I have to make sure. She goes, I set timers on my watch, get up and move around. She goes, I have it in my calendar. For 20 minutes every 2 hours, it says moving around.
Oh, good for her.
And I go, well, why don't you get one of those walking treadmills, for your desk?
Yes.
And she goes, yep, I got one, So
Yep.
she's doing good, though. But she loves it. She loves working from home.
I moved all mine up to Steven's room because he's in Florida now. I hit my head with my head. Did you see me hit my head?
Knock yourself out.
And I have a walking treadmill up there with a standing desk, and it's hot up there right now because of the summer. So I'm looking forward to fall.
Yeah.
Fall through winter through spring, I'll be up there. So right now
what?
I sit a little too much.
I say it all the time. I'm a spring fall girly.
Yes.
I love having the windows open, no
Yes.
AC on, no heat on. You kind of need an extra blanket at night because it's kind of chilly. That's why I like going up to the cabin in September because it's nice during the day. It'll be 75, maybe even 80 degrees during the day. And then at night, it's like 65.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's like
perfect.
perfect.
That's perfect.
Open up all the windows. The bugs aren't bad. The bugs die because it gets too cold at night.
Yep.
It's awesome. Yeah.
So, what's been annoying me lately? And I
What?
texted you this.
What?
So,
I know what you're going to say, but
If
I'm just
you-
playing along. What?
what has happened to people if you are the lead car at a stoplight?
Yeah.
What are you doing when the light turns green?
I don't know about anybody else, but I'm punching it. Because I don't want the asshole next to me because I know he's trying to get in front of me to be one car
merge.
closer. I'm like, I'll fucking put my RPMs all the way up to 7, so you do not get in front of me
What's
right now.
today?
Don't test me.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Every single time I have been out this week to go to stores,
Yeah.
I am sitting behind someone and it looks like they're looking forward and the light turns green and I'm like, okay, I look right and left, which only takes you about
Right.
4 seconds
Yeah,
to make
'cause
sure
you
no
wanna
one's
do that. You wanna do
definitely
that.
want to
Yeah,
do that. So
yeah.
I'm not saying,
Yeah.
punch it like I told you in the text. I'm like, just go.
Let's fucking go.
But, right, left, we're good. Go.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
What are you waiting? Am I just getting impatient again now that
Okay.
I'm driving now, or what's happening?
Number 1, yes.
Okay.
You are.
Okay.
And number 2, I have been saying we're back to pre-COVID driving.
so
yes. And you, unfortunately, leave a lot later in the
I do
morning than I
sometimes.
do.
Yes.
Yeah. So I kind of get a leg up. At least I get onto the tollway before traffic
Yes.
starts getting bad, because that route that we take to the tollway can be freaking nightmare sometimes. If you if I plan on going to the city, I want to be down there at the latest 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Which means I have to leave my house at 5:30 basically.
Right.
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 So if it's 8 o'clock, I'm changing my whole day. I'm sticking close. I'm going somewhere not, maybe 40 minutes or an hour away,
Yep.
not an hour and a half away. But yeah,
Because that hour and a half away would actually be 2.5 hours.
it would be
at
2.5
that
hours.
time.
Easy. Yeah. I know. One of the bosses was like, yeah, I got to go here, there, and there. And I go, bro, it's 10 a.m. already.
Ooh, yeah.
You should be heading back this way by
Yep.
now, you
Yep.
know? And I was like, good luck. You know, he drove down from Wisconsin. I was like, you're nuts.
Gosh.
You
Yeah.
are nuts. I would never. If I live in Wisconsin and I'm going to Chicago, I'm on the road by 3:30 in the morning.
Yep.
No freaking way. But yeah, a lot of it. Well, and so then this is the thing too. So it's one thing when you're in traffic and everybody's going the same way.
Yes.
Right. But it's another, today, I was back in town by 11 or 11:30 and you get I'm going around town and I'm not in a rush and they're not going places. They're not going back and forth to work. When you're with the going back and forth to work traffic, they're all fucking pedal to the metal.
Yep.
Get me, let's go. Everybody move together. If we all do 75, they can't pull us all over,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But then middle of the day, you're hitting that traffic that I think I'll go to Home Goods. I'm going to turn right here. Good luck, everybody, right? And that oh my God, it makes my blood boil. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Or they wait forever to get over into a turn lane. You should be fully in the turn lane by the time the dotted line stop and it goes to a solid line.
Yeah.
Oh, no. They're not getting over until it's solid. And I'm and I'm doing 15 miles an hour. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yes. Why is that?
Because they have no rush to get anywhere, and I don't know. I don't know. I hate to say it, but it's usually like older people. You know,
I think it's everybody.
I get up next to them and I'm like, fuck, they probably shouldn't even have their driver's license anymore. Like, holy cow. Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've said, move the fuck over.
Yeah.
In the past couple weeks.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, move over. Yeah. Why are you braking?
Right.
And like waiting for the solid line, like you said. Yes. What are they doing?
Yes. I don't know. Maybe they're like, is it this turn? I don't know. And then she's like, Harold, turn here. And she's like, Harold. Hold on, Barbara.
I must have been riding close to someone and not paying attention. You know, I was picking my nail polish off or something. And they needed to turn right, actually. They were going to go into the right lane. But they hit their brakes.
Yes.
And then went to the right.
Yes.
I think they were trying to teach me a lesson. I just was truly not paying attention. I actually don't ride close to people.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of went bloop, bloop around.
Yeah.
And then they like honked their horn a few times and then like kept pulling over. So I don't know if I
and
scared
you're like,
them or.
I don't care that you have all the time in the world. I don't. Goodbye. I'm going around
I did feel bad. I was like, okay, you know, stop picking your nails.
You know what?
But
the worst is when I'm on the tollway and I'm like, what the fuck is this person doing? And I get around them and they're like 16 with white knuckles and like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking die. Like they've never gone 70 miles an hour before.
No.
And it's like, girl, get over.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry. I feel bad, but learn the rules, you know?
Yep.
If you're going to get on the tollway, you better know how to fucking drive on the tollway.
I had a friend post something that she was panicking because on their way home last night, you know, this was like months ago, she posted this. On their way home last night, they were in the left lane with her daughters. It must have been a sex trafficker or something.
Oh my God.
And she made this big post about it.
Yeah.
And someone said, well, how fast were you going? She goes, well, I was going the speed limit. They go, there you go.
That's why they were
she's like,
crawling up your ass.
People were crawling. Maybe they, saw my daughters in the back. Nope. It's because you were not going 100 in the left lane.
Yeah.
And she was like, what?
Yeah.
And you could tell she didn't drive highway very often.
I've said it a million times. I mean, just the 2-lane highway that we take to get onto the tollway or whatever you want to call it, the whatever. I always thought 5 over in the left lane. I'm doing 5 over. You better be doing 10 to 15 miles an hour over, maybe even 20.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to do that, and I am one of those people, I will stay in the right lane and use the left to pass. I'll use the left to pass.
Yes, same,
you know?
same.
I'll go around the semi and I'll get in front of it so all of you can fucking fly past me.
Yep.
And then next opportunity, I'm going to get to the left and I'm going to go around this car, you know? So I try to do that, but obviously we have to get into the left lane because we turn left to get onto the tollway, you know? So, you know, but I try to do that, but there's other days where I'm like following everybody that's doing 70, like get the fuck out of our way, you know?
Yep.
You get on a couple of these roads that are only one lane, and you got somebody doing 45 and a 45.
Oh, God.
And you see the people, like, coming out. There are 3 cars behind me, and I move over. I'm like, it's not fucking me. Don't be mad at me.
Yeah. You kind of like
Don't
move
be
over
mad
to
at me.
show them that it's not you.
It's not me. It's 2 cars ahead of us, you know? You want to take the chance and pass in this double yellow, you better get fucking past me before you crash into somebody.
Yeah. So, gosh, it's crazy. So we drove from Illinois to Iowa for a beautiful wedding on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You went to the wedding.
People drive, they have their cruise control on 100.
Oh,
at
shit.
105. So I am going 80 or 90 because it's just how it is. It's open road for hours.
Yeah.
And I was doing the same thing. I would go to the right and then I would pass on the left. But I'm telling you, if you didn't get over to the right, they were like,
oh, God, they were right on your ass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100 miles an hour. That's fast.
It's fast. I can't do that. 85 for me.
Right. There's
sometimes
days,
90 if I'm following my brother.
Yeah, I'm doing 85, and I'm like, fuck, this car is really catching up to me. You know, so I got to speed up to 90 just so I can get over, you know, and it's like, shit.
I thought I was doing good. I was 80, and then all of a sudden I look in my rearview mirror, my brother's behind me because he had to drive he drove my parents, and then Steve and I drove. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to follow him. I don't even have to think about where I'm going. So I get to the right lane. He passes us. I go to follow him. His cruise control is like 95.
He's
I'm like, I don't know if I can do this.
Like, fuck. Good thing I filled up before we left.
Hey, we got there quick. But yeah, he's a fast driver too. He said that his wife's new car though is so smooth.
Yes.
You know, it's a Volkswagen and it's so smooth. You don't even know you're going that fast. You know?
See, and that's the issue. After you drive a lot for a living, you do not notice that you're comfortably doing 70 on a 2-lane divided highway.
Right.
Comfortably.
Where it's only 45 or 50s. Right. Sometimes.
35. you know, I was yelling at my nephew because he's like, yeah, I got a speeding ticket. I go, well, what were you doing? And he goes, 50 and a 35. And I go, you know what, dude, I'm not going to yell at you because I've done it.
Yeah.
I do it.
Yeah.
I go, but you got to know there's places you can do it. You stay in the middle. You're not the lead, you're not the end. You stay in the middle, you flow with traffic. They're probably not going to pick you. But don't just be doing 50 willy-nilly at 8 a.m. and fucking being a dick and passing a bunch of cars and stuff.
Right.
That's why you got in trouble. And he was like, yeah.
There's some small towns up in Wisconsin, so you get off the highway, not realizing that it's 25, 35 through the school. So today, I'm on my way home, exhausted, and I'm whipping through all these people. I'm like, what are they doing? And I'm like, oh, you idiot, it's 35.
And then they're like, yeah, you fucking bitch, there's a cop right there.
Oh, there was.
Go ahead, go and speed. I always do that, too, because I use my Waze, and it tells you there's a cop.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, motherfucker, go ahead, do 75. Why do you think we're all hitting our brakes? If everybody in front of you is hitting their brakes, there's
something's going on.
There is a reason. Listen to them. It's either a huge dead deer in the road, or a cop is sitting there, or there's an accident, or there's a car pulled over. Listen to everybody in front of you. They see what's going on. Don't be a dick and be like, I'm just going to go around. Don't do it.
No, don't do it.
Don't do it.
I'm also very happy that the cicadas are gone because my windshield's a little bit cleaner.
And it's quiet.
Quiet. You don't hear them going thunk, thunk, thunk on your
I was
windshield.
like, you know, your memories come up on Facebook, and it had my June recap, and I'm watching, and I go, holy shit, the cicadas were so loud.
Yeah, every time you're outside,
so
right?
loud.
You don't realize it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, now they're gone.
Yeah, so quiet outside.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say also today, I'm watching this guy merge on to the tollway, and I'm watching him, right? And I'm like, he's not even looking, right?
Oh.
He's busy lighting a cigarette and checking his text message while he's merging on.
Oh, God.
And I backed way off. He did not look into his side mirror until he was out of the merge lane. I was watching him the whole fucking time. Never once did he glance to his left to see if there was anybody coming up. You know,
no.
I was like, you fucking pray. So don't be that dickhead.
Yeah. Who knows what he was going through.
Anyways, that was your driving lesson for today, guys.
One more thing. If you're walking into a store, look both ways.
The store?
Like if you're walking into a store, look both ways for cars, even though you have the right of way.
Yeah.
I am at a stop sign, but I'm
don't
watching
fucking watch.
people and they don't watch at all. They just think that you're not, and sometimes we have the same SUV.
Yeah.
And we have the blind
spot.
The blind spot. And so I start to go and all of a sudden I'm like, there's a woman in front of me. I'm like, whoa, okay, whoops.
You know what I'm really
and
bad
she just
about?
kept walking. It would have been my fault, but.
Right. I'll be at the stop sign at the door. And I'm looking to the right, watching people come out. And I forget to look to the left.
Oh,
and then they're in my blind spot, and I go, ah! And then I go, I'm so sorry. And they're like, you're okay. I'm like, I didn't even see you there. I could have killed you.
My thing's always like hands up. Oh my God. There's a person there. Ma'am, are you okay?
Ma'am, we don't know where you are. We don't know. We didn't see you.
Did I ever share one more? Did I ever share the race that I was in where the people also had the trikes?
Oh,
the low. Oh gosh, I don't know what they're called, but the bicycles that they sit and pedal forward.
Okay, Buddy just sent me a snap of one of those dudes, and I was like, that can't be more comfortable than just sitting on a seat.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about, right? So we're running, and the race is going on, and I hear someone go, hey. And someone's like hitting a car. And so I look back and a woman was creeping forward to take a left out on the road watching the runners. But because he was sitting so low, she was running him over.
No.
Yes, he was like tilted.
He
was, and he kept hitting it. And so me and another runner turned around and we were like, stop. And she kind of looked at us like, what?
Why?
And then we told her to back up. And then he started riding and like went like this with his hand, like kind of shaking her off.
And
you should have like mortified.
Dude.
Like she almost ran this person over.
Do you know how bad I would feel if I killed somebody? Like, I'm one of those guardians of motorcycles also.
Oh, yes.
Like, I will get behind a motorcycle and I will leave room between. And if somebody tries to get between me and the motorcycle, I'll speed up a little bit. No, you're not fucking getting, there's not enough room there. If he hits something and falls, you will run him over and kill him. And that will be on your mind for the rest of your life. It's not worth it.
Mm-hmm. It's so scary.
Yeah.
Just be careful out there, folks. There's crazy drivers out there like
Watch out for us.
Watch out for us, basically.
We're coming. Although if you're not out driving by 4 a.m., you'll never fucking see me.
Right. So you're safe. Everyone's safe.
Yeah. And you're at work when I'm coming home, so you're fine.
Well, have a great weekend, everybody.
All right.
We'll talk
Happy
to you
Friday.
next week. Happy
Bye.
Friday. Bye. Ma'am.